Right guys, 3DX Tales here of the Turkey Wings, and just a bit of a news video. I mean, I might have to split this into a few parts because of all the news that I might have to cram in, but just a bit of Saints Row the Third gameplay in the background here. But before I get to business anyway, I need to say just one thing about the channel views. Now, I seem to be getting a lot less views since... Oh, sorry, finger in the way. I seem to be getting a lot... pardon me. I seem to be getting a lot less views since I promised people that I would try and get the easy cap working. It's really hard, I know, but I think it's because my laptop's a bit old and the memory card or something might be mucked up. I'm not that sure. But anyway, I'm probably going to get a new laptop for Christmas and try these cap working from then. And if that doesn't work, well, you know, if that works, then my first walkthrough won't be Skyrim, it'll be something else. But anyway, on to the main reason why I'm making this video anyway. A lot of games coming out this year. In case none of you know, there are a lot of games coming out this year. You know, I'm just going to talk about the big games. I mean, I'm not really going to talk about any under the radar type games I haven't heard of or anything either. So the first game that I want to get out there and get over and done with, I know some of you are going to be thinking, yeah, I know, trust him to say that, but Black Ops 2. That's one of the biggest titles coming out this year. And I pre-ordered that. It's actually the only game that I have pre-ordered so far this year. I mean, I might pre-order more, I'm not sure. But Black Ops 2, I just want to get some news and stuff about that. Now, if you have seen gameplay there on E3, it looks really good, to be honest with you. I mean, it's pretty smart the way they have an X-ray scope. I mean, they had gameplay in Modern Warfare 3 about this time last year, and they had that new hybrid sight, which had 2 scopes in one. And now they got this new X-ray scope for sniper rifles and machine guns, probably. And that's pretty cool. And they brought out this new thing on the campaign on Black Ops 2 called Strike Force. Some of you might have heard of, some of you might not have. But what this is well, you get to choose certain paths in the campaign. Like they're saying, if you fail one mission, I mean, it's not as if you die, but if you like fail to do one objective, I mean, the story will continue on, the mission won't fail. But I mean, the campaign continues and different things happen in the campaign depending on your performance in the campaign. So if you're a bit worried about, you know, mucking it up, maybe going a lower difficulty and do it a bit higher, I don't know, but there's plenty of paths apparently to take in the campaign. And as well as that, the zombies mode, I mean, they will be having zombies mode back on Black Ops 2 as well. I mean, they've got, you know, tons of stuff for that probably. I mean, apparently they're making 2 zombie maps to come out with Black Ops 2 for first. I'm not that sure. I mean, I'm not, you know, definitely saying that, you know, I'm not definitely saying that they will have 2 maps, but that's what I've heard. I mean, don't go disliking this video or anything just because I said that, but I heard the one map that they're making so far is a really big map. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do on zombies. You can actually do versus mode on zombies. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out. I mean, it all depends. I mean, it might be about like Left 4 Dead multiplayer, where like some of you are zombies and some of you are humans, or it might just be like there's 4 of you on one team and then 4 of you on another team, and you gotta kill as many zombies in a certain time limit and get the most points or something. I'm not that sure. But what is definitely, you know, what has definitely been announced is story mode, a full-length campaign for zombie mode. Now this seems pretty interesting because it's actually co-op as well, 4 of you can actually do that. And they've upgraded the zombies, mind just the multiplayer survival zombies, up to about 8 player I think. So that's pretty interesting as well. If anyone's left out of there, you can get people back in. And that's pretty interesting too. So they got story mode and survival mode for zombies. It's quite similar to Spec Ops and Modern Warfare 3 if you think of it that way. And with the campaign as well, this Strike Force mode, you get to do whatever you want. You can run around with a gun and shoot people, or you can control like aerial drones, you control assault drones and all that type of stuff. And I hear that their equipment in multiplayer as well, these type of drones and stuff, you can just, they're not kill streaks or anything, they're just certain types of equipment. And the multiplayer engine as well will be the same engine as the zombies engine will be the multiplayer engine this time around. They're bringing out Call of Duty games for 13 years now. That's how long they've been bringing out Call of Duty games. So I think that they're not really... I don't think this will be the best Call of Duty, but I think it'll be good. I have faith in this Call of Duty game. They're not saying it's all sci-fi and that. It's in the future. Yeah, it's in the future and that, but they're saying it's not sci-fi. It's in the future, it's just war in the future, warfare in the future, future warfare. Another game though that actually caught my eye, Dead Space 3. I've just recently played Dead Space 1. I haven't actually completed Dead Space 2 yet, but I'm still playing those games. I really enjoy them. But what I've heard of Dead Space 3, it's a totally different game in perspective, according to some people. But a big thing that's with Dead Space 3 is the co-op. And the co-op, they're thinking that, it won't be as scary. They're saying, yeah, usually in Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2, it gives you that feeling that you're alone in space. You have a couple of people to talk to throughout the game, but you're never actually with anyone. You always have that claustrophobic feeling that you're alone in space. Something's always going to come around the corner, and all that. But do I think they're going to ruin it with co-op? No, I don't. I think you could have some fun with co-op. I still think it's going to be scary. But if you have a look, on E3, they showed co-op gameplay. And you got the two guys playing. But not split screen or anything, just, multiplayer on, sort of co-op online. But, what they were showing, that's what I think anyway, what they were showing was the action sort of type. They're bringing in a bit of action with the horror in Dead Space. I think they were bringing in a bit, they were showing the action sequence to bring in a new sort of crowd. For example, Call of Duty fans. Yeah, and there's tons of new things on Dead Space 3 anyway. I don't think they're going to ruin it with co-op. Another part of it is it's drop-in, drop-out co-op. You can, you're playing it on your own, for example. You're playing the game on your own, and then someone could just join or leave anytime. And as well as that, if you're playing on your own, there's no AI follower. For example, now, I'm just comparing it to Resident Evil 5. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 is a good comparison. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so I might stop for a bit just to take a bit of a deep breath. Sorry. But, yeah, Resident Evil 5, that was the first Resident Evil to bring in co-op. And Resident Evil 6 will have co-op as well. But anyway, Resident Evil 5 was the first Resident Evil to bring out co-op. And what they did with that, when someone left, it wasn't drop-in, drop-out co-op anyway. If someone wanted to join, you'd have to start the mission all over again, which is a bit of a pain, in my opinion. Especially if you're on a higher difficulty. But, yeah, with Resident Evil, if you're playing on your own, there would be an AI follower, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, in my opinion. I don't like AI followers. With Dead Space 3, if you're playing on your own, if someone leaves the game, there won't be an AI follower. They would just disappear. if your partner leaves or whatever. And, you know, it's drop in, drop out co-op. You can join anytime, you can leave anytime. And that's why I wanted to get out there, to be honest. It's drop in, drop out co-op. And pretty much, I don't think they're going to ruin it with the co-op, to be honest, because you can still play the single player. And you could probably still have that sort of feeling that you're alone in space. But I mean, you're not like in much tight spaces on this game, I think, because you're on an actual like planet. You're going to be outdoors a lot and things, you know. But from the gameplay that we've seen, I mean, it does look good anyway. The action sort of part is bringing in more crowds, like the Call of Duty, Halo fans, or whatever, or even Saints Row fans, for example. But you know, Dead Space 3, Visceral Games just made the 2 best horror games on the market, in my opinion. And that's, you know, that's without any games like Amnesia or Cry of Fear, but that's the sort of computer games. And I'm on about console stuff now, and I mean Dead Space 1 and 2 are the best horror games for console, probably. But, you know, it's drop in, drop out co-op, and as well as that, they're giving you more moves as well. Like, you can throw grenades. I mean, they're giving you grenades to throw, you know, to shoot out with a gun. You know, they're allowing him to roll and jump out the way, crouch, and all that. And the reason why they're letting him do that is because in this game he's going to be fighting humans. He's going to actually be fighting other people. You know, because you've actually seen other people in Dead Space 1 and 2, you know, who are against you, like unitologists or whatever you want to call them. But you've never actually fought them. Died. But, you know, you never actually fought unitologists. And on this Dead Space game, they will be. So, I don't know. I think they're still going to make a kick-ass game anyway. Guys, there will be a part 2 for this video, maybe even a part 3, because there are other games I'm going to talk about. So, I'm just going to end this video here anyway, but that's a bit of information on Black Ops 2 and Dead Space 3. I hope you found it useful anyway. Check out the gameplays that are on Machinima's channel and GameSpot and all those. Even the Rad Brad has a bit of that on and all that. Ghost Robo and any other people have that. So, yeah, I'm going to make a part 3 for this. Well, part 2, sorry, for this tomorrow. Maybe even a part 3. But, I'll see you guys. Keep your thumbs up, well brushed. I will see you on the flip side. Adios.